Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of the Battletech Alpha Strike Aces first look. Now, if you haven't watched the first one, you can go up here in the cards and check it out. It was an overview of the mechanics of the game and what this is. It's a card-driven AI system for your opposing force in games of Battletech Alpha Strike. So you can play it either solo or cooperatively. I'll give you my final impressions at the end of this video, as well as a link to I Just Played, which is my Patreon-exclusive podcast where I talk about game mechanics. I'm not going to review this too critically, obviously, as this is an open beta available to people on the Kickstarter for Battletech Mercenaries right now. But they were kind enough for Catalyst to send me a copy of it to give like a go and try out, and I love solo and cooperative games. So the fact the Battletech universe is getting one was really interesting. My initial impressions, if you want just like a short recap of the first video, the deck system is really handy, using a physical asset to change the activation and have at least a layered system of like 4 to 5 options of what they could do in any given circumstance. Added an element of chaos that I thought was really good, where they were acting unpredictably, and I felt like I was playing an opponent that was making decisions I wouldn't make if I was just playing both sides against myself. And the fact that all the cards are different and every class gets a different set of cards. I think the only one that doesn't have a set in this is Missile Boat, and there's a thing I'll mention in a second if you're in the open beta. But it meant that like everything was behaving slightly differently, and they felt like they had different kinds of pilots, if that makes sense. So this mission is called Clash of Steel. It actually uses Lance formation rules, so I have a Recon Lance and a Command Lance. So once every 3 turns, I can reroll the initiative roll if I want. And the Recon Lance can allow for some indirect fire shenanigans and stuff too. And then a Battle Star for the Clan Wolf forces. Any dice roll that needs at least a 7+, if they fail it, they can re-roll it. And they'll have, I think, 7 of those over the course of the game. So we're going to follow the standard setup instructions, put the forces down, and we'll get this underway. All right, so I am with everything I needed to check out Aces, the Battletech 2-player starter set for Alpha Strike, all painted up. I've got the red Keshig for Clan Wolf, ready to be AI controlled by these card decks. And then, of course, I've got my Northwind Highlanders all painted up as the Inner Sphere Op 4. Now, this is the second scenario here in the beta testing rules, and it's called Clash of Steel. It's going to outline the fact that this is a Battle Star. We have a Warhawk T, a Timberwolf T, which uses the Brawler deck, even though it is a Missile Boat, which is, it disconnected for me for a second. I was like, wait, why is this not, because there's no Missile Boat deck. Yet a Nova T, a Pouncer Prime, and a Firemoth G, and these will all be AI controlled with skill 2. And then I have a Command Lance with an Atlas S4, an Archer 7C, and they're both skill 3, and then a Warhammer 8R and a Blackjack BJ5 at skill 4, and a Recon Lance with a skill 4 Wraith TR5, a Phoenix Hawk 4M with skill 4, a Wasp 5A with skill 4, and a Locust 7V with skill 4. Now, the standard setup rules for Aces in the beta is just take the opposing force, put them in cover as central to their deployment zone, and we're doing straight up fight for all the missions. So central to the deployment zone as possible, in cover, and then begin the game. Controlled forces can be placed wherever you like. And you start flipping cards. All right, so I am deployed. I've got my Locust on the right flank, my Wraith, my Phoenix Hawk, and then the rest of the Recon Lance is the Wasp out here on the flank. Blackjack and Warhammer sharing a building, the Archer and the Atlas sharing a building. And across from us it's the Warhawk, Pouncer, the Nova, the Timberwolf, and then finally the Firemoth. So initiative rolls are as normal. Now I'm just going to do them all at the same time. So the player controlled will be the white dice, the red dice will be the clan forces, and they win the roll, meaning that the clan goes, has priority, or has initiative rather, and the Inner Sphere force will have to move first in the movement phase. Now, if you didn't watch the first video, the movement phase basically operates as normal, but whenever you need to move a model in this AI deck, and you do have to deal a card to everyone, so the models with one deck, you can just leave the card on top and see the next one coming. I'll have to deal 2 to the cards that are sharing the same deck. Oops, I had to flip that over. So that I know which one's which, because they all have an initiative number on them, and I'll activate models lowest to highest. So in this case, the Warhawks can activate, then the Timberwolf, then the Pouncer, then the Timberwolf, then the Nova, and then the Firemoth when it's time to activate a clan model. 1-1 right now because it's 8-5, so I'm going to start by activating my Blackjack, and he's just going to walk his 8 up into cover, hoping his armor protects him. Command speed. So, like I said, lowest initiative, so that's going to be the Warhawk, and we're going to see what its movement is. Now, I've been putting the card on top of the combat phase, so I can't see what it is over the course of the turn. It's not first because it didn't win the initiative roll or lose the initiative roll. So 1 ground if lowest health enemy is further than 24 inches away towards the lowest health enemy. The locust or the wasp, and he goes towards the nearest if that's the case. So moving half speed, the warhawk is speed 8. He'll move 4 out of the woods. He'll move 6 out of the woods and then 2 more and head towards the wasp. Now, when you choose facing, you try and keep your front facing to as many models as possible, so he'll end up pivoting like that. First AI model having moved. All right, so back to the inner sphere. There's 4 remaining to 7, so no double moves yet. We'll go with the Warhammer, I think. He is equally heavy armored and can also walk 8, so he's going to walk his 8, so he's going to go 2. He'll walk this way. And head towards the clan on foot. Right, so from 135, we're going to go to 236. The Pouncer's going to go. We'll flip and see what he does. So jump if any enemies are within 12 to 18. Sorry, if any enemies are within 12, then to within 18 of all enemies. So no one's within 12, I don't think, of the Panzer, so we go to the next one. So jump to the highest elevation. So he's just going to go up. Fight the world! That's amazing. I would never think to do that, but obviously this is the AI, so it's going to do unpredictable things. 3 clan mechs remaining and 6 inner sphere mechs. We're going to be doing 2 for 1. I will start with my Phoenix Hawk, and let's do the high ground as well. Make a jump move, we can go 12 when we jump, so up into the building. And then time to go stomping 6. We're going to have the Atlas go 2, 4, 6, and start shooting over this building. All right, so the next activating model would be the Timberwolf for the 256. So let's flip and see what the priority is. So ground move towards the highest health enemy. That would be the Atlas for sure. So coming out to play. Now that Timberwolf can walk a total of 10 moving. So it will try and maintain cover if possible. So it's not going to zip out per the movement rules, and it will try to maintain facing on everyone too, so it's going to come over to here. Can't use its whole movement without leaving cover. It'll stay in cover. And then its arc now faces the maximum number of models. Back to the Sphere Max, moving twice. Let's go with this little guy. He can go 16. I'm going to sprint him though. Let's see if I can get him into the back. So we're going to go 8, 16, 24, and he'll sprint to the rear and just hunker down. More, we'll go with the archer. He's just going to strafe. Walk over behind this. Drop some missiles. All right, so the next lowest would be the Nova, and let's see what the Nova's movement's going to be. Ground towards the furthest enemy you can get behind. So can the Nova get behind anybody? No, because it only moves 10. So jump towards the furthest enemy. This would be the Locust, and he can jump 10 jump. So he's going to jump on top of this building over here. I'm going to the other side because he's going to try and get in line of sight. Maintain cover. So over there. And that's a jump move. If you don't get the first one, if it's not possible, you go to the second one until you find one that makes sense. Conveniently, those guys haven't moved yet. So we're going to end up doing, I think, a little bait and switch. But we do have the Fire Moth left to go. So we'll start with the, let's say, Wraith. He is quick. He can go 16 or 14 jumping. I think he's going to go his 14, or 16 rather, behind here. Just maintain cover and move. And then we'll go 20 with the Locust because he doesn't want to die. 8, 16, and 4 more. And he'll hug cover against that Nova. Ground move. All right, last but not least, what does the Fire Moth do? Jump if the highest move enemy has not yet moved to where woods and cover are from the most enemies. So he has already moved. So then move towards the highest move enemy. So he's just going to walk over to here, and he tries to get into rear arc if he can because he wants to get the most advantageous position. So he's going to go hunt the hunted. All right, so the Spheroids have to fire first, as the Highlanders basically have lost the initiative roll on turn 1. So we'll just go right to left. I'm going to start with my Locust. He's skill 4. He does 2 damage. Going to try and shoot that Nova. The Nova is TMM 2, so he is hitting on 4s, 5s, 6s for TMM. And he lands it for 2 damage. Actually 7s because he jumped, but I still got the 10. 2 damage on that Nova. With the Wraith then, he's going to try for, I think, actually the Fire Moth. Although he has an outrageously high TMM. Shoot the Nova. He has no honor. So that's going to be 4, 5, 6 for range, 7, 8 for TMM, 9 for cover, 10 for jumping. It would be much higher to try and shoot the Fire Moth. But we miss. All right, well, let's go to the high ground, Anakin, and the Phoenix Hawk is going to shoot the Pouncer. They both jumped, So that is going to be 4, 5, 6 for jumping, 7, 8 for range, 9, 10 for TMM, 11 because the target jumped. Nothing. Atlas, time to face down someone big. I think we're going to try and start hurting the Warhawk because it's in the open to us, although we are also in the open to it. So skill 3 on this guy because he's one of the heavies. He's 4 damage with an overheat. I will overheat. As a shot. Ah, no, I'll never hit it otherwise, actually. We're just going to do our 4 damage. So he's skill 3, 4, 5 for range. The Warhawk is TMM 1. So that's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 to hit. He lands it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 damage on the Warhawk. He's not loving it, but he can't see the Warhawks. He's going to take a shot at the Timberwolf. 4, 5, 6 for range. 7, 8 for TMM. 9. Actually, no, he's not in cover, so just 8. Nope. For the Archer, except it's 7s because he's skill 3. So 4, 5 for range. 6, 7 for TMM. Ugh, misses terribly. Warhammer into the Warhawk as well. 4 damage if he does this. So he is skill 4, 5, 6 for range. 7 for TMM. 8 for cover. And he also misses, oh no. Sprinted, so no shooting from him. So now let's see who's going to shoot first. And again, it's by initiative, so it starts with the Warhawk. This is shooting priority, so lowest TMM is the first one he's going to try and target. That's definitely going to be the, like, there's all TMM 1 all over the place here. So then it goes to can destroy. TMM 1 that he can destroy, nobody. So then it goes to can crit. Will he crit anybody here? Will not crit the Blackjack. And he will use his overheat. So he is going to use his overheat, and then he could crit the Blackjack. In the Warhammer, he won't be able to do. So he's going to end up shooting the... Actually, he can't see the Blackjack, so never mind. TMM 1, TMM 1. Can he get through the armor on the Archer? No. Nearest, and that's going to be over here into the Warhammer. See the Wasp. So you see, that's it. You go down the priorities, right? Lowest TMM, they're all 1. Can destroy? Nobody. Can crit? Would have been the Blackjack, but he can't see it. And then nearest thing he can see is the Warhammer. So he's skill 2, 3, 4 for range, and 5 for TMM. Lands it, and he does use his overheat. 6 damage into the Warhammer. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From 135, we go to 236 is the Pouncer. So his priority is can destroy. Can the Pouncer see anything he can destroy? Can he see the... He can see the Wasp, and he can see the Locust. He can destroy both of them. So then the tiebreak is lowest TMM. That's, I think, going to be the Wasp. Because he's TMM 3, and yeah, the Locust is 4. So he's going to shoot the Wasp. 2, 3, 4 because he jumped. Plus 3 for TMM is... Sorry. So 4, 6 because he has range. Plus 3, 9 for TMM, 10 for cover. We'll use his lucky if he misses this. And he does. So he's going to use one of the luckies for his battle group. Now he still misses. From 236, we're over now to... 256, which is the Timberwolf. TMM, then can destroy, then nearest. So TMM 1, can he destroy that guy? So TMM 1, TMM 2, so it's going to be one of these 2. 3, because you can probably see actually all 4 of these. Destroy any of them? The Blackjack, that Timberwolf is going to not use overheat and do 7 damage. Oh yeah, he can kill the Blackjack for sure. He'll just straight kill it. Shooting the Blackjack. And then it would go nearest if he wasn't. So that's going to be skill 2, 3, 4 for range, 5 for cover, 6 for TMM. He won't reroll this though because it's not 7+. And he misses! Oh my god, thank goodness. Definitely have used the lucky on that. But the AI only uses it if they need a 7+. So then from the Timberwolf, we're over to, I think, the Nova. And its priority is going to be shortest range, then threat. Yeah, which is highest damage. So the Nova's shortest range is going to be the Locust. 2, 3 for cover. And then 4, 5 because he jumped, plus 4 for TMM is 9. So he will use a reroll here, but he hits right away. So that's 6 damage. Yeah, he's just dead. He only has 3. And last, it's the Fire Moth, and he has 2 health. Oh my god. So his priority is going to be highest movement, and that's going to be the Wraith, because he can see it. Destroy it though, but he can see the Wraith. So he is going to do a 4 damage. I can't believe this thing has 1 armor, 1 structure, but does 4 damage. That's shocking. He will not use overheat though. So that's going to be 2 for skill, 3, 4 for range, plus TMM 3 is 7, 8 for cover. But he lands it, so 4 damage into the Wraith. Almost all his armor gone. Oh man, we're getting shot up. We've lost a battle mech, so that is the first round done. We're on to round 2, and so far the Inner Sphere is not doing great. but they've done some damage, so I feel like this is still manageable. We didn't lose the Blackjack, which I thought for sure we were going to lose. That would have been a big blow. Losing the Locust isn't terrible. Initiative round 2. Intersphere wins by... Oh, actually, they tie, so they re-roll. And they win the second roll. So Intersphere is going to be gaining initiative, which means they get to go second. We deal with our cards now to see what the initiative priorities are. That means we're using the first move track on here. So we have 584, 575, 781. So it's going to be starting over here with the Timberwolf. And if first, jump to the most enemies in line of sight and in woods and cover from the most enemies. So he has a jump of 10. He doesn't have a jump. So he's going to stand still. If no enemies are within 16 inches and at least one enemy in line of sight is TMM 1 or less. So there are enemies within 16 inches. And then G into woods cover from the most enemies. So he's going to walk over here. He's going to walk into cover or woods. He can make it to the woods. And that'll be it. Have a jump, so he can't make a jump move. And then he will try and maintain facing on the most enemies, so slightly angled to this way because that guy's dead. First clan move. All right, so then it's over to Inner Sphere. So there are 4 clan mechs remaining and 7 Inner Sphere mechs. So we're not quite going 2 for 1 yet. But the Timberwolf is committed, so I think we're going to attempt to bracket him. And that means we're going to walk forward with the Atlas and just hope our armor saves us. No, you know what? No, we'll just go right. We'll go over to here and hope that nothing gets behind us. Because at the very least, we can see the Timberwolf. All right, so the next up would be 584, I think, which is the Pouncer Prime. So what's his move? His first possible is jump if the lowest health enemy is not yet moved into woods and cover from the most enemies. So that feels like he is going to go into woods and cover from the most enemies from him. Jump to do it. So woods and cover from the most enemies. So woods is the priority, so he's going to go towards this. Jump actually pretty far. So he's going to jump in the middle of that so he can see in every direction. Redistributing themselves. All right, so there are 3 clan mechs left and 6 Inner Sphere mechs, so it's 2 for 1 now. So let's start off with, I think, the Warhammer. Just getting some cover because he's pretty shot up. So he's going to go over to here, over to here, and bracket the 2 heavy mechs. It'll line of fire the Warhawk, and then we'll do much the same with the Blackjack. He's going to peek out to see the Timberwolf. Next highest, we're at 781, 798, and 890, so it's going to be the Nova. The Nova wants to jump if the lowest health enemy is not yet moved. It hasn't, which is the Wasp, to where woods and cover from the most enemies. Back to where he started, which is 10 inches over here. Into cover. Cover from anybody. Right there. And I'm going to wait on the fast stuff because I want to get this Fire Moth to die. So we're going to go with the Archer. He's going to try, like, because this Warlock's going to move. He doesn't want to get bracketed. He's going to walk over to here. Whoop. And I think we'll go with the Phoenix Hawk, and he's just going to actually, I think, stand still. Now he'll move a little bit. He'll just move slightly back so that his rear arc is to everybody. So 798 is going to be the Warhawk. Let's see what his movement is. The AI says, stand still if no enemies are within 12 and at least one enemy in line of sight has TMM 1 or less. So there are enemies within 12 because that Wasp is there. So the number 2 is grounds into wood or cover from the most enemies. And there we go. So he's going to head into the woods. Like so. So it's 2 to get to it, and then 2 more will cost him 4 to 6. He can maybe move a little bit further in if he wanted to into the woods like that. Another inch. The red Keshig is taking full advantage of the woods at this point. Well, that Fire Moth is going last, so I'm not going to be able to chase it, I don't think. So let's just do the good thing first. The Wasp is going to get in the rear arc over here. He'll go to there, actually, so that woods is protecting him. This Wraith's just going to zip back, like so. So you can see multiple targets, and hopefully this Fire Moth doesn't get behind him. See what it does, it's the last card to flip. So jump if the lowest health enemy is not yet moved, it has. And then ground towards the lowest health enemy if it has. So ground towards the lowest health enemy, it can move 30. So I'm just gonna pick it up and put it directly behind this. Because it just runs so fast. Shockingly fast, this guy. All right, well, the initiative won, so this time around, the clan is firing first, starting with the lowest initiative, which is the Timberwolf. So Ken destroys the first thing, and anybody with 7 or less health. So the Blackjack, he can see the Blackjack. So the next tiebreak, he could also kill the Phoenix Hawk, I'm pretty sure. Yep. He could kill the Wraith. Yep. He could kill almost anybody. So the next tiebreak is then For the Timberwolf, closest range. So it's going to be the Blackjack. 2, 3 for cover, 4, 5 for range, 6 for TMM. Spot where he won't reroll. Ha! But he lands it. The Blackjack's destroyed. Just aced. That's why it's called aces. The AI should all be aces. So then from 575, we're going to 584, which is the Pouncer. So his first is can destroy. We'll use his overheat. So that means anyone with 4 or less health. The Pouncer cannot quite see the Wraith. The Wasp, rather. He cannot see the Wraith either, who he could destroy. He can't see the Warhammer. And the next tiebreak is lowest TMM. No, wait, it's health and then range. Lowest health, then range. Warhammer and the Phoenix Hawk both have the same amount of health, but the Phoenix Hawk is closer, so he's going to shoot him. 4 damage overheating, because he will try and overheat this turn, so he's going to have a hard time to hit next turn. Forcing to overheat's a good game mechanic, actually, because it means that they get slightly worse at shooting. Skill 2, 3, 4 for range, 5, 6 because he jumped, 7, 8 for TMM, and 9 because he's obscured. We'll use a Lucky Leap reroll, I think of which 5 remain. Yeah, and he's going to use 1. Missed. 4 remaining rerolls. Pouncer done. That was 584. We're going to 781, which is the Nova. That was the Pouncer, and it missed anyway. It actually would have shot the Warhammer. I mixed up the Nova and the Pouncer, so they both jumped though. So the Nova is going to be shooting, and its priority is going to be health, then can destroy, then range. So it'll actually be shooting over here. So the Nova actually would have. It was the exact same roll. The Nova would have been shooting over here, and the Warhawk is shooting at the Phoenix Hawk. On a 7, I believe. So 2. Did he have overheat already? Nope. So 2, 4 for range, 5, 6 for jumps, 7, 8 for TMM, 9 for cover. So that's a reroll. Actually, it would have been easier to hit him. And he misses. Left. Yeah, the Pouncer would have needed, he rolled super low both times. The Pouncer would have needed 2, 3, 4 for range, 5, 6 for jumping, 7 for TMM, 8 for cover. Lower TMM on the Warhammer. And then all that's left is the Warhawk, I believe, and the Firemoth. So the Warhawk is 798, so he'll be going first. This can destroy. He does 5 damage. He will automatically overheat to 6. That means he could kill... Can he see the Wraith? He sure can. He can kill the Wraith. Can't kill the Warhammer, so he's going to shoot the Wraith. But not least is the Firemoth G. He's going to blow, and he did overheat too, so he's at 2 overheats now, actually. Just needed to destroy it, so he actually won't use his overheat if he does need it to destroy it. But the Warhawk did need it to blow up the Wraith. So the Firemoth hitting at 2, 3, 4 for TMM, I believe. 5 for TMM. And that's a dead wasp. Well, that's not the greatest turn for the Inner Sphere, but we'll see if we can get some retribution, pick on some lighter targets, because we've lost some models now. So let's start with Mr. Blackjack. He's going to take some shots into that Pouncer. He is skill 4, 5, 6 for range. He is going to be 7, 8 for TMM, 9 for jumping, 10 for cover. No overheat, so we're just going to do 3 damage if we land this. And we do with a 10. Whoa! From the grave. He managed to pull 3 damage onto the Pouncer. Significant as leads him with only 3 left. So we're going to go to the Phoenix Hawk now and see if we can use him to finish him off. He will not bother overheating. He is skill 4, 5, 6 for range, 7, 8 for TMM, 9 for cover, 10 for jumping. Can he get him? Oh, the boxcar crit! Doesn't matter, kills him right away. So critical's irrelevant. Good job, Highlanders. Well, we've gotten some retribution. We've taken out one of their lighter mechs. Maybe we can get, or Omni mechs, maybe we can get the other one. Maybe we can get that Blackhawk as well, or the Nova, sorry. Well, I guess the Highlanders would call it a Blackhawk. So we'll go with the Atlas. He could maybe straight kill it. He does 4 damage. It would go into the guts. That's the important thing. So he's skill 3, 4, 5 for range, 6, 7 for TMM, 8 for cover, 9 for jumping. Worth a try, I think. It's 4 damage. He'll hit on a 9 against him. If you wanted to shoot the Warhawk, he can see over that building still. Actually, it's a bit too deep in the woods. If you wanted to shoot the Timberwolf, the Timberwolf has a shocking amount of armor on him still. Maybe he'd be better off doing that. It's only TMM 2, so he'd be hitting on 3s, 4, 5s for range, 6 for cover, 7, 8 for TMMs. Yeah, we're going to shoot the Timberwolf and see if we can start working on it. On an 8. No, that's a 7, so he'll miss. Then it's going to be the same thing from the Archer. He is also skill 3, so on an 8. He can overheat. No, he doesn't overheat, but he does 5 damage, so he'll see if he can blast that guy. He does, lands it on an 8, because it's skill 3, 4, 5 for range, 6, 7 for TM, 8 for cover, so it's 5 damage into the Timberwolf. We will go into Guts if we manage to land the Warhammer, which we will also do skill 4, 5, 6 for range, 7, 8 for TMM, 9 for cover this time, but 4 damage, we'll take it into the structure. Doesn't hit. The Wraith left, he might as well try as well, also needing a 9. He'll do 3 damage at that range, so he is 4, 5, 6 for range, 7, 8 for TMM, 9 for cover. Land that 9. No, just totally misses. Down to the Wraith, he's dead, but he's going to try and from the grave into the back of the Warhawk. He is skill 4, 5 for TMM, 6 for cover, because of the woods. Just misses. Oh, from Hell's Heart does he stab at these. So, managed to get one of the Omni-Mechs finally, but losing one of their lights again with the Phoenix Hawk. They're size 2 mediums with the Blackjack also down. The AI deck holding its own so far, going into round 3. 2 luckies remain. Let's see who has the initiative. I still have my command reroll to try and beat this. So a 7 to a 4, I will burn my command reroll. See if we can get that to go. Nope. And we can't do it again until turn 5. Inner Sphere is moving first. 4 Omni-Mechs remain to, it looks like 5 Inner Sphere mechs. So it's 1 to 1 right now. Let's go with the Archer, and he'll just relocate to the side, gain a little more line of sight. Actually, he'll go all the way over to here. Gain a little more line of sight onto the whole crew. The Timberwolf with a 65 is going to be going first. 195 then for the Warhawk. 561 then for the Nova. So the Timberwolf... G, into woods cover from the most enemies, so he's just gonna basically continue to strafe through the woods happily. 5 inches, I believe, because he's moving at 10. Yeah, so he can move up to 5 and maintains front arc to as many models as possible. 3 remain to 4, so still 1 to 1. He's pretty happy where he is. He's just gonna switch to the other side of this building. Maybe not get shot by quite so many people and still be able to see the Timberwolf. So 195, the Warhawk's gonna go, and what is his movement? It is jump into woods cover from the most enemies. He does not have a jump, so it goes down to whatever ground move is, towards the lowest movement enemy. That's the Atlas. So he's going to move 4 inches, but he's going to stay in the woods if possible. So he's going to move over to here, towards the Atlas. It kind of makes sense. He's covering the now beat up Timberwolf. 2 remain, and there are 1, 2, 3 Inner Sphere mechs. So moving is 6 inches. I think we're just going to go around to get multiple enemies into line of fire. With the Atlas, we can lean into his armor a little bit. We'll go a little bit further up. Point against the rest of the clan. So 561 is next, which is the Blackhawk. His AI instructions are ground towards the furthest enemy you can get behind. Can he get behind anybody? I don't think so. So that's going to go to jump towards the furthest enemy. And the furthest enemy, I think, is the Archer. So he's going to make a jump move over to here, and he'll stay in cover if possible. So he's going to have to go, I think, this way. Can you see him on that side? No, he'll have to see him on this side, I think. Only 1 model left, which is that insane Fire Moth. So we're going to save the Wraith to maybe hunt it down. And we'll go first with the, I guess, Phoenix Hawk. And he could probably jump 12. Yeah, and make it behind. So we're going to jump behind. And pray to the gods of all mech warriors that we don't die. And if we do die, we'll take that guy with us. And so it's just the Fire Moth, and his instruction is sprint if no enemies are within 24 inches. There are. So then jump towards the furthest enemy you can get behind. There are none. And then ground movement towards the lowest TMM enemy. So the lowest TMM enemy is going to be, I think, between the Warhammer, the Archer, and the Atlas. Moves 30. So then the next instruction is into woods and cover from the most enemies. So I think that means he's going to go towards the lowest TMM enemy, into woods and cover, away from the most enemies. So I think what that means is he's going to go over to here, and he's going to go behind this, which would put him in woods and or cover from everybody. Towards, because I think it's the nearest Warhammer. In woods and cover from the most enemies. Over there. All right, so that's Wraith the Clock, and he can go 16. He's gonna, I think, just hunt as well, and go 8, and then 8 again, and just give us some options. Kill 1 more of these. Actually, we're gonna go a little bit further back this way, so I can maybe see that Fire Moth as well, just in case. Well, Innis has to fire first, because the clan won the initiative roll. So let's see what we can see. We want to try and kill this Timberwolf, and we're going to go with the Warhammer first. So he's skill 4, 5, 6 for range, 7, 8 for TMM, 9 for cover. If we land this, we'll get into the structure. We don't. Sure, same target. Needing 8s this time, and he lands it because he's skill 3. So 3, 4, 5 for range, 6, 7 for TMM, 8 for cover. The archer does a stomping 5 damage. Go into the guts of the Timberwolf by 2, and also force him to withdraw. We'll kill him. So let's see what our critical hit is though, because it could just kill him. An 11 engine hit, so he will now overheat every time he fires, and potentially, if it gets hit again, kill him. Save the Atlas for the end then, because we might be able to shoot him one more time, and go over here, starting with the Phoenix Hawk, see if we can land it into this Nova. Now he has a skill of 4, 5, 6 for jumping, 7, 8 for TMM. So on an 8, he's gonna land it into the back of that guy. So overheat, because if I land this, I'll do 5 damage. No. He overheated, and didn't get it. Wraith, same target. Wraith just walked, so skill 4, 5, 6 for TMM. And he lands it, and the Wraith has 3 damage, 4 for the rear. So that's going to go into the structure by 1, and let's see what the critical hit roll is on the Nova. Critical hit table says 7. 7 is going to be a movement hit, so he's half move. We can finish off that Timberwolf, and I think we will with the Atlas. He is skill 3, 4, 5 for range, 6, 7 for TMM, 8 for cover. If we land it, we kill him, so come on, Atlas! No, nothing. And gets to shoot back. Oh man, all right, well, starting with, I believe the Warhawk was lowest? No, it was the Timberwolf. Lowest TMM, then can destroy, then highest health. Models here with TMM 1, then it's going to be can destroy. The Warhammer will die. So he'll shoot the Warhammer, because he can't kill the other ones. Skill 2, 3, 4 for range, 5 for TMM, 6 for cover. No rerolls here though, because it needs a 7 or more. No! The Timberwolf is not having a good day. So I believe the Warhawk, who is going to be shortest range, then can destroy. So shortest range would be the Phoenix Hawk, and can he destroy it? The survey says with an overheat goes to 6. No. Cover's the next priority, and that's gonna be the Phoenix Hawk anyway. So is he within 6? He sure is. He's overheated twice though, so 2 goes to 4 for skill, 5, 6 for TMM, 7 for jumping, but he does get a reroll on this. And he'll use it, second last lucky, lands it, and that's 6 damage into the Phoenix Hawk, which also causes a critical, and the critical is a 5, which is nothing. He's done overheating, or he's gonna end up shutting down. We're into forced withdrawal now for that Phoenix Hawk though. So next up is 561, which is the Nova. So shortest range is the first target, which is going to be the Atlas. He is no overheat. Oh, didn't overheat. My bad, because he doesn't have overheat on his thing. That time around the card didn't do it. He still has the heat on his card, but he didn't get overheat as a draw. Forced withdraw. Okay, so shooting the Atlas, the Nova skill 2, 3, 4 for range, 5 for cover, 6 for TMM. Again, this will allow him not to reroll because he needs a 7+ to reroll with his luckies. But he hits, and that's 6 damage. It's horrifying, but it's just scratching the paint on the Atlas because he hasn't been hit yet. So that's 2, 4, 6. Leaves the Fire Moth. Oh man, so he is can destroy, then TMM, then no cover. So lowest TMM will be the Warhammer because it's the closest. It can also see same range, the Archer, but can't quite see over, I think, the building, the Atlas. No cover, which we don't have, and that's just nearest, so it's gonna be the Warhammer. On the profile, so skill 2 goes to 3, 4 for range, 5 for cover, 6 for TMM, lands it for 4. Warhammer is now in the structure. And that's an 8. Weapon hit. So 4 damage into the Warhammer. 1, 2, 3, 4, and blew off one of its arms. It's turn 3. We are into turn 4. The AI team wrecking face still. We've almost managed to destroy 2 of these heavier Omnimax. So round 4. No reroll for initiative for the command group yet. Although my commander is still alive because it's my Atlas. He's going first. Once again, red is the Wolf, which is a 6 to a 6. So we roll again. And that's a 6 to a 9, so the Inner Sphere gets it this round. Cards now for the 2 Assault Mechs or Omnimax, so we're gonna have to re-roll or reshuffle them at the end of this round. Let's see how the cookie crumbles though. So you have to move first. 20 is the lowest, which is the Timberwolf, so it's gonna activate. And because it's first, if first, jump to 24 inches from all enemies, and woods cover from the most, and then jump, which we don't have, and then ground movement towards fewest enemies in line of sight. Minimum of 1. This is actually really smart. It's going to ground move behind this wood where it's now blocking line of sight completely, but has to be able to see a model, so it's going to be able to see the Warhammer. So going 6 inches out, it'll get 4 more, but it's going to stop at the edge of this woods because it doesn't want to see any of these guys. All the jumps because it can't make them and go to the first one it's able to do. But that's actually a really smart play actually for that Timberwolf. It's 4 to 5, so it's still 1 to 1, and that means I think we're going to go with the Atlas. He's just going to shuffle 6. He wants to see that Timberwolf. So he's going to go this way and just come to the edge of here. Armor left, so hunting him down makes sense. 20, we go to 318, which is the Nova. His movement's damaged, so he's half move. He's going to go to stationary if any enemies within 24 inches in line of sight have TMM 1 or less. He's going to sit still, I guess. I mean, he's almost dead, so that kind of makes sense. He's going to try and, because it's TMM 1 or less, and they're within 24 inches, he's just going to stop and stare at the Atlas. Expected but interesting. And that leaves us with 2 to 4. So that means that the Innistrad are going to have to activate 2 models. I think the Archer's actually just going to sit still as well. He's pretty happy where he is. And the Warhammer doesn't love... I mean, this guy's going to go behind him no matter what I do here. So the Warhammer, I think, is also just going to sit still. Switch sides so that he can see... He's going to make his back look like this. So he can see... He's not going to sit still, so he's going to move. Ground move, so you can see the Nova and the Timberwolf. So then 410 is next. That's the Warhawk. He's going to ground move to the most enemies in line of sight. So he basically already is. He wants to ground move, though, so he can maintain his TMM. So he's going to walk over to here and gain a ground move and be able to see everybody. Means both the Wraith and the Phoenix Hawk have to go. I mean, we're going to kill this Nova with anything. So I think the Phoenix or the Wraith is... Now, the Phoenix Hawk is just going to stand back to here, so nobody else can really see him, but stay within 6. He's just going to run around. He goes 16. He's going to go back to here and be like, what's up, nerd? And it's just not Fire Moth. He is hella dangerous. What does he do? This thing is so insanely dangerous. Jump if the lowest health enemy... He can't jump. So ground towards the highest health enemy you can destroy. 5 damage. He could destroy... The Wraith has 4 left. The Phoenix Hawk has 2 left. So he's just going to ground move and just go, well, hi. He's only got 3 left. So he actually won't go behind the Warhammer this time. It's all of the movement phase. So back to the combat phase. We're looking at the Inner Sphere actually having 1. The Red Keshig of the Clan Wolf going first. Starting with the lowest once again, which is the Timberwolf. So Ken Destroy is the first qualifier. He has 7 damage. What will 7 kill? It'll kill the Warhammer, which he can see. He can't see anybody else except for the Archer, who he won't kill. So he's shooting the Warhammer. And it's going to heat him up too. So skill is... Does he use overheat in this phase? No. So he's not allowed to overheat. So Ken Destroy is going to be the Warhammer. So skill 2 goes to 3-4 for range, 5 for team, 6 for cover. Again, the not being able to reroll, oh my god, it's so annoying. Because a reroll would almost always hit. So he's missed like 3 times just because they need the 7+ to reroll. So he's done. And it goes to 318, which is the Nova. So he's going to go to Ken Destroy, then highest TMM, then nearest. That's right, he can destroy the Warhammer. And so he's going to start with that. So again, skill 2. Does he have anything else damaged? No, he's just half movement. He sat still, so skill 2 goes to 1, 2, 3 for range, 4 for TMM. Lands it, so he blows him up. And it's the Warhawk. His is shortest range, then Ken Destroy. Range, there's no ties here, it's just going to be the Atlas. He will not overheat in this one, but he's damage 5. He's got 2 heat on him, though. So skill 2, 3, 4 for heat, 5, 6 for range, 7 for TMM, 8 for cover. He will use the reroll if he misses, but he doesn't, so he's going to do 5 onto the Atlas. Is into the guts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crit! That's an 8, which I believe is engine. Weapon hits. We've lost an arm. Last but not least, it's the Fire Moth. His priorities are Ken Destroy, and that's going to be the Wraith in the back, because of course it is. Doesn't even need to overheat. So he's skill 2, 3, 4, 5 for TMM. Cranks him for 4 and kills the Wraith. Oh my god. This little 1 armor, 1 structure Fire Moth is an assassin. He's literally racked up more kills than any of these clan mechs. Can the Sphere do an equal amount of damage? We'll start with that same Wraith. He's skill 4, 5, 6 for TMM. Into the back of that, Timberwolf, it will kill it. A 5 will do it, because that's 4... Oh no, 5, 6, he misses. Oh my goodness. Well, let's try again with the Warhammer then. 4, 5, 6 for TMM, 7, 8 for range, 9 for cover. 8 just misses. Phoenix Hawk into the back of the standing still, so 0 TMM. Is going to be 4. Oh my god, and he misses too. Oh, the Highlanders are falling apart. You do it, Atlas. Shoot that Timberwolf. No, shoot this guy. So it's going to be 3, 4, 5 for range, 6 for cover. My god. You missed 2. It's the Archer trying to shoot the Timberwolf. He is skill 3, goes to 2 because he stood still. And then 3, 4 for range, 4, 5 for TMM, 6 for cover. I cannot believe this. Literally every single shot. On like 5s and 6s. Shocking turn for the Northwind Highlanders as they're down to 5 models. This is trading a nail biter. That should have been like a sure thing. I traded for 2 more of these. Like it should have been just the Fire Moth and the Warhawk left this turn. Instead, I lost 2 of mine and I'm now outnumbered by the Omnimax. Turn 5 initiative. 8, so the Clan's going first, but I do have a reroll left because I still have my Atlas. Nope, Clan's going first. Shuffle the Brawler deck, and we have to move first on the Inner Sphere, though. So things aren't looking great. So they're going to have to actually activate 2 for our 1. So whoever wants to go first, I think it's actually just going to be the Archer. And he's going to ground move just slightly over to here. So you can see lots of targets and get his TMM. 2 Inner Sphere mechs left. That means 2 of the clan mechs have to go. So it's 256, 575, 222 is the lowest. And that's going to be the Nova. Where the most enemies are in line of sight is its movement priority. So that's going to be, it can move 5 because it's half moved right now. So he's going to try and maintain cover. So he's going to go 3 and then 2 to get into the woods and just back to face everybody. Shocked that half of these Omnimax are still alive. Okay, and then they have to do another one. So that was 222s, 256 is the Timberwolf. Oh, it's heated up now because it just fired its weapons, by the way, because of its engine hit. So it is ground move towards the highest health enemy. That's going to be the Atlas. So he's going to go towards but stay into cover. And that means moving into the woods, like so. Atlas doesn't love the idea of that Fire Moth getting behind him, so he's going to go 6 behind this building to gain some cover, back to where he was. And then it's the Warhawk and the Fire Moth. The Warhawk is actually going second. The Fire Moth's going first. So the Fire Moth is sprint if no enemies are within 24 to where fewest enemies are in line of sight. So there aren't enemies in 24. So then ground towards the nearest enemy you can get behind. Well, that's going to be over to here to get behind the Phoenix Hawk. And he'll be right there in cover. It's 30, which is an insane distance. And then the Warhawk is going to go, and he's going to flip. Stand still if no enemies within 16 and at least 1 enemy in line of sight has a TMM of 1 or less. Is anyone within 16? So 8 plus yes. So it's going to be option 2 then, which is into woods and cover from the most enemies. So he's just going to stay where he is and arc to be able to see everybody. Using his ground move, so he is getting his TMM. Oh man, what a game. Okay, so movement is left just the Phoenix Hawk. He's just going to walk behind this dasher and be like, not today, son! Finally kill this thing. So losing initiative, they have to shoot first. We'll start with that Phoenix Hawk. He's going to kill this dasher. He's skill 4 plus TMM 4. So he's a hard roll an 8, but he will kill it if he does this. Ah, and he does. So he splashes the dasher. Finally, this little assassin gets what's coming to him. Then we're going to go with the Atlas. He's going to try and kill the Timberwolf. So that's going to be skill 3. He's -1 damage now, not that it super matters. Skill 3, 4, 5 for range, 6 for cover, 7, 8 for TMM. Is that 8? Come on, you can kill it! Oh, and he does with a 9. So we dropped the Timberwolf as well. Just the Archer left. He cannot see the Nova, unfortunately. He can indirect fire at it for 3 damage, which he will try and do. So he is skill 4, skill 3 actually, because he's -1, because he's one of the elites with the Atlas. He is going to be -1 to hit though, because he's going to get spotted by the Atlas. Oh no, the Atlas would spot for him actually, which would have given the Atlas -1 hit, so I can't do that. I'll have to shoot somebody else. Just shoot the Warhawk. That's what we'll do. So the Archer is damage 5. He could overheat. No, he can't actually overheat. So he's just going to shoot. He's skill 3, 4 for TMM, 5, 6 for range, 7 for the woods. Hits him for 5. Doesn't get through the armor, but almost. All right, shooting back, order of priority. We're starting with the Nova, who is still alive. So he has can destroy, then shortest range, then no cover. So can destroy is going to be no. Oh, actually, he can destroy the Atlas if he overheats. Have the ability to overheat. So he can't destroy anybody. So it's going to go to shortest range, the Atlas. So he is going to shoot with skill 2. He has 6 damage. So 2, 3, 4 for range. 4 for range. 5 for team up. 6 for cover. On 6s. Lands it. That's 6 damage into the Atlas, and that's into his guts. Also into forced withdrawal now. That's my commander. So what's the critical? An 8. That's going to be, I think, a weapon again. His other arm falls off. He only does 2 damage now. He's pretty jacked up. A 5 or a 7 to hit because I forgot that's my stealth Atlas. I keep forgetting that. And then it's the Warhawk, I believe. So that was the Nova first, then the Timberwolf, actually. So that's lowest TMM, then can destroy, then near. So lowest TMM and can destroy is both the Atlas. So he's hitting it 2, 3, 4 for range, 5 for TMM, 6 for cover. And he misses! Oh my gosh, the Atlas lives. Rock is last. Oh, sorry, no, 575, 505, actually, the Dasher's first. It is can destroy, then health, then TMM, then range. So can destroy is going to be once again the Atlas. He's got 1 box left. He needs a 2, 3, 4 for range, 5 for TMM, 6 for cover, 7 for stealth, but he lands it with an 8, and that's going to kill my commander. A little assassin gets 1 last lick in. It's the Warhawk. Can he do anything? Well, it's going to be can destroy, then range, then TMM. It's going to be only target he has, basically, which is the archer. He is not going to use overheat. He is damage 5, so skill 2, 3, 4 for range, 5 for cover, 6 for TMM. Hits him, and that's 5 damage into the archer, who is not hit yet. Wild. All right, it's 2-on-2, the archer and the Phoenix Hawk against the Warhawk and the Nova. Highlander's Command Atlas is down, which means no more command rerolls either. All right, cards out. It's the Skirmisher card for the Nova, and then the Brawler card for the Warhawk. This is a big initiative roll, because whoever's moving first here is going to have, or whoever's moving first here is going to be the disadvantage. And that is the Innisphere winning the roll, so 3 to 7. And it's 410 to 51. The Nova is going to move first, and it is first moving, so if first, it can jump at half move, jump to 12 inches from nearest enemy, and woods cover from most enemies. Same is going to be the Phoenix Hawk. He has to go to woods and cover and jump, and try and be in woods and cover from the most enemies, so that's going to be over to here. And try and keep his front arc on both of them. Well, I think that kind of settles that. We're going to just move to line of sight with the archer on this side. Getting some cover. And then it's the Warhawk. The Warhawk gets a ground move to the most enemies in line of sight. So moving forward, he's going to ground move out 5. Total of 10, so you can see both. He'll see the archer, and he'll also see that Phoenix Hawk. It means the Phoenix Hawk can go. He's going to sweep around back into both the back arcs. May still seal this deal. All right, it's shooting a clock. The clan has to shoot first, starting with the Nova. So it's can destroy, then the greatest threat. So it's going to be greatest threat because all he can see is going to be this this archer. Skill 2, it's going to be 2, 3, 4 for range, 5 for TMM, 6 for cover, which means he can't use his reroll again. But he hits, and that's 6 damage into the archer, which I think kills him. Yep, just kills him. And then the Nova goes, and the Nova is, or sorry, the Warhawk goes, and the Warhawk can see the Phoenix Hawk, and can, his shortest range, so that's just his target. So skill 2, 3, 4 for his heat. He doesn't have overheat on that combat card. So 3, 4, 5, 6 for range, 7, 8 for TMM. And he misses, but he can use the last lucky and land it. So it's going to be 5 damage into the Phoenix Hawk, which kills him as well. So unless we land all of this, they're all wiped out. Both shots land. This is mutually assured destruction because both these Omni-Mechs will die from a hit from either of these mechs. So the Phoenix Hawk lands his shot into the Nova. He's got skill 4, 5, 6 for TMM, 7 for jumping. If he lands it, he'll kill the Nova. 7. No, he misses. So that's going to be a clan win. But if the archer can hit the Warhawk, it's skill 3, 4, 5 for range, 6 for TMM, 7 for cover. He'll kill it too. And he doesn't. No! And the 2 Omni-Mechs Man, I had so many opportunities to kill both these guys, but they make it off. So the Highlanders defeated by the AI. A few bad dice rolls, but I mean, that's Battletech. And these guys just smoking. One overheated twice with 10 armor gone and 5 structure left, and 2 structure remaining on the Nova T. The Clan Wolf, I guess plot armor kicks in, and they managed to hold the line in the demo mission for Battletech Aces. Overall, a 300-point game is the whole Battletech Alpha Strike starter set, and is roughly like a standard game size of Alpha Strike. It gives you about a 60 to 90 minute game. And I felt, and like, so we got to turn 5, almost 6, and the decks didn't run out for everyone that wasn't sharing one, right? So if in the final version there's a missile boat deck, which there may be, you'd have an additional deck, and you wouldn't even be sharing it here because I'd be using the missile boat deck for the Timberwolf T. And that's an interesting like proposition. I feel like you can get through a whole game with just 8 cards. It doesn't feel like the decks need more than 8 cards. Overall, the logic trees felt right. That does require some player agency, obviously, to make decisions that feel like they wouldn't put the AI player at disadvantage. I feel like I did a fairly decent job of doing that, right? Like not having people dash the gaps into cover, and the rules cover that intent in all of like the what's near, what's far, what's no cover like definitions. So you are given guidelines for making those decisions too. It wasn't purely just me saying, oh, I feel like this guy wouldn't try and rush this gap and wouldn't leave himself in the open. No, there is like an if and you won't go your whole distance if it puts you in like extra danger. So yeah, real smart to have this complement the Alpha Strike starter set. I think the biggest benefit of this AI card gaming system, while solo play is like really important, I think it's really cool you can play Battletech by yourself when this comes out. I actually think this will be a great way to demo the game. If I was going to demo Battletech to people, I think I would have either 2 people play each other, or if I was playing with like my kids, I would have us take control of like the Highlanders by ourselves and have us face down the clan force in this box using the AI deck, because then there's not that adversarial learning to play system and you feel like you're playing against the computer. That's a big like new thing for Battletech, playing against the computer, because you get to celebrate if you win and you all mourn together if you lose, and no one's upset if it didn't go well, right? Because it's the computer that beat you, or the dice that beat you. I think that's great. I did as much gamification of like running behind stuff with my fast as I could. This little guy though, oh my gosh, just a straight killer, and the AI allowed that to happen. Like having that striker like mode for him, he was going last all the time and then zipping behind me and blowing me up with those little lasers. So I think Aces fits the name well, right? Like you felt like these were the elites and you were going into a boss battle. So it was okay that you outnumbered them because they were all super dangerous and they all acted in a way that made sense. I loved that the card deck really reflected what that Farmoth wants to do, and it was a good demo of what it did. So overall, I mean, I'm not going to give it a kind of rating because this is an unfinished product and we're doing a second part of like a first look right now. But I like where this is going. I like the deck-driven nature. I like that it's a simple asset. It required less than 10 pages of additional rules to make it work. And so, which means you could just put it on a foldable card sleeve in like a pack of cards. So it could just be in like a standard size playing card pack when you buy it. And it was competently written. So yeah, I'm excited to see the finished product for this. And I think that this is a great game mode that more games could use. And once again, as this is one of my favorite 2-player starters of the year, this I think is going to be one of those things that allows you to explore a new dimension of like cooperative play, and of course solo play too if you want to play by yourself, but cooperative play especially, I think it's going to add a lot to Battletech. So there you go, part 2 of the first look series on Battletech Alpha Strike Aces, or Battletech Aces. There's so much design space in this deck driving system. So like, I'm excited about this, obviously. I think this is cool. I've played, if you've ever watched this channel, you've seen me play tons of like cooperative solo and adventure games. Warhammer Quest, 5 Leagues from the Borderlands, all of the Forbidden Psalm games, Frostgrave. I even wrote one for Last Days. Like, there's a million games out there right now that you can play as party games with your friends, like, or cooperatively basically against the computer, the AI. And I think that for a game like Battletech to modernize itself in that way, there is so much potential. Not just to play it in a pickup mode like we are here. I think this is competently done. You can design your own forces and play what you want. But imagine if like the next time you buy a campaign book, you get an AI deck to play the campaign. So you can play the narrative story missions in order and have a campaign deck that goes along with it if you don't want to play it versus. And then one side doesn't have to play the campaign. You can take your mercenary company into a theater of war and have the like bespoke, like story-driven mission play against you. It'd be like playing through like a video game. It'd be like playing through like the story campaign in a video game, and design space like this allows you to like either insert like one deck of 8 cards or a couple deck of 8 cards of like character cards, something like that, to make the missions different and make guys behave in different ways. There's a lot of design potential in that, and so I'm pretty excited to see where it goes. So big thanks to you guys for watching, and for Catalyst sending along the beta rules for us to check out. Thanks, I'm Ash. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continue to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Death Ray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Gamma Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.